chocolate flourless cake that I make all the time. I've made it for quite a while. I've made several different ways. It's something you would get at a fancy restaurant. Before I get started, I would like to thank our subscribers. You guys rock. You're so awesome. I love the comments. I love commenting back. I love your ideas that you give us. It feels like a community that, just like a fun, loving, happy community. Amy Lynn is not here today. Unfortunately, she's at home with a migraine. So Amy Lynn, I love you, sister. Hope you feel better. I'm Jolynn. I am one part of Willow Sisters. My sister Amy Lynn is also a part of this channel, and we do most of our videos together because when we're together, it's gold. It is like laugh your ass off gold. Nita Depends gold. This is so good. What am I drinking today? Today I'm drinking Denali Brewing Company in Talkeetna, Alaska. It is cherry kolsch. It is really good. I can taste the cherry. It's kind of like a beer, but with a little fruit essence, not the sweetness that will give you a headache after like 3 or 4, or 2 or 3, I meant. It's really good. I like it. 5.8 alcohol. Perfect. Why not? We were going to have these amazing blueberry mojitos from Denali Spirits. Same company, I believe. Denali Brewing Company, Denali Spirits. We were going to have this blueberry mojito, but I'm not going to drink it without my sister. I wouldn't do that to you, Amy. I wouldn't do that to you. So, first you want to start, the recipe calls for, this is an original recipe from a long time ago, so I have changed it throughout. So I'm going to keep referring back to the recipe calls for, the recipe calls for. But really, I should almost just write my own recipe. I'm just too lazy. I haven't done that yet. I guess it's good to talk about it because when you, like I said, when you go and look at a recipe, you might have seen it that way, but then heard me talk about, but don't do that, do this, or your chocolate will seize up. Then you'll be able to read that recipe and be like, oh, I remember Jolynn from Willow Sisters said don't heat your chocolate like that because it will seize up. Okay, so first ingredient is a 1/2 cup of water. As you can see, no, Willow water is not brown. Okay, so a 1/2 cup of water, but instead I use coffee. This is room temperature coffee because it's from my pot of coffee I had this morning. There was a little bit left and I normally add brewed coffee. You can also add espresso if you want your, like a shot of espresso, or I suppose a 1/2 cup of espresso because it needs that liquid. Seems like a lot of espresso, but that would be really tasty. So it would be like a chocolate flourless espresso cake. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I've got salt in there. 3/4 cup of sugar. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. 18 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. I've poured it in a bowl already. This is what I use. Ghirardelli's. Ghirardelli's bittersweet chocolate. Bittersweet chocolate. Did I say that? I had a brain fart. Okay. I keep going off. 1 cup of unsalted butter. That's right. 2 whole sticks of butter. Trust me, it's alright. It's alright. Everybody breathe. It's just 2 sticks of butter. It's just 2 sticks of butter. Also now, 6 eggs. Mine are sitting out. That is important. Room temperature eggs. If you don't do room temperature eggs and butter, your melted chocolate will seize. You'll be stirring it, all of a sudden it'll get hard as a rock, and it's hard to kind of come back from that. I've tried and I've like remelted the butter, but it's almost like it cooked twice. Almost. I don't know. It tasted, there was a little bit of a burn taste to the chocolate, to the cake. So, very important. All of these ingredients are room temperature. Got it. Gold. Yes. All right. Preheat your oven to 300. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Preheating to 300. Then we're going to want to grease the pan. I use a 10-inch springform pan. Because this is going to be like a, sort of like a truffle consistency. So you can't just like scrape it out of the pan. It will come apart as if it's kind of like a little denser than cheesecake. So you need it to, I put mine in a springform pan. The recipe calls for a 9 to 10 inch cake pan. Right now we're gonna spray it. Spray it pretty good. I think that's good enough. Some of that came out jerky. Okay, we are facing the oven. You're not gonna be able to see my face, but that's okay. You can live. You'll live without me for a few minutes. We're going to mix the water slash coffee slash espresso, whatever you use. We're going to put in the sugar over medium heat. I never do medium when it calls for medium because my stove is crazy. More than it should. More than medium. I think it's because it's the gas range. So when it tells me medium, I go medium low. But anyways, oh my god, there I am babbling again. So we add all these ingredients, and I'm not sure what this thing is called, but it's pretty awesome. You could probably use a fork or a spoon, but I use this because I have it and it's fun. It was like a hand-me-down kitchen utensil. I believe I got that from my grandma when she was moving out. She gave me a bunch of her awesome Pampered Chef kitchen utensils. We're gonna heat this and stir it until it's dissolved. I mean, seriously, look how fun this thing is. Do you know how satisfying that is to just whisk like this? All right, I'm just gonna say that that is dissolved. It's dissolved. We're gonna set it aside. There you are. Now we need to heat the chocolate up. So I'm going to scooch the camera just a little, and poof, here we are. I have this pot of boiling water. So this is where you can take this chocolate and you can put it in the microwave if you want to. It's a little dangerous to put it in the microwave, I'm not gonna lie. I have burnt my chocolate and seized my chocolate several times. Seized, scorched, I don't know what it's really called. But I've ruined it several times by putting it in the microwave at full power and melting it, and it burns before the rest get melted. Like the edge and the bottom will burn before the rest all get melted. So if you are going to use your microwave, this right here, the recipe calls for a double boiler. You guys, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna even turn that down a little bit. It's already starting to melt. As you can see, they're starting to melt. I'm such a ding dong. Okay, that's melted. Remove that from the heat. Cut the butter into pieces, and we're gonna add these pieces one at a time when the time comes. There's that elbow again that you guys love so much. Chicken wing. Okay, so eggs one at a time. I'm just gonna do this. I'm literally gonna do it like that. Okay, now we're gonna add the hot sugar, salt, and coffee or water. Pour that into our prepped pan here. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to put the cake in the oven for 45 minutes at 300 degrees. All right, see you on the flip side. Okay, you guys, it's time to take it out of the oven. Come on, yes. Okay. And see how the middle looks wet? The middle looks wet still, and that is okay. It's supposed to look like that. So now I'm just gonna let it sit here and cool off before I put it in the fridge overnight. All right, you guys, so that was the cook with me. I hope you enjoyed watching me make the chocolate flourless cake. even though I bounced all over the place and I left out the hot coffee water until the very end when I remembered it. I'm just kind of a ding-dong cook. I kind of am all over the place. Hard for me to stay focused. I think I got a little ADHD going on, a little adult. Whatever that's called. I just saw something out the window. That's what I'm talking about. Got a little adult ADD going on. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Give me feedback. You could be like, Jolynn, you suck. You need your sister. This is delicious. This is delicious. It's dangerous. So please, if you are going to make the chocolate flourless cake, be making it to take somewhere else to share with others. Because if you don't, you will eat it all.